Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, March 9th. Well, it's Sunday, March 9th now because it's late. But Celtics beat the Lakers. The Luka Doncic, LeBron James Lakers played the Celtics for the first time. Luka's first time playing Celtics since the finals. And the Celtics got a win. 111, 101. Fun game, electric atmosphere. We'll talk about it all. But the Celtics walk away with the win, ending the Lakers' 8-game winning streak.
What a great night this was. Fantastic. I wouldn't say it was everything I hoped it would be, because I was like going through cardiac arrest in the fourth quarter up there on the ninth floor. I was like, oh my God, they're going to lose. Like I was back in my prime of being skeptical of a lead, because they've kind of like lost my trust with big leads lately, but that's not really the point of this. The point of this is the rivalry is all the way back. This was an incredible game. You said it. Right from the jump, there was great energy in here. There were BLA chants before the game. Like, people were pumped about it. There were fans from both sides here, which I don't love, but people were excited. You got really great performances from the stars that played: Tatum, Brown, LeBron, Luka on the other side. Luka, who was like really, really bad for a half and then really, really good for another half. It was just an excellent watch. I don't even really know where to start. It was great energy. I loved it. Like, this is the first time either one of us have been at this game, right? You'd never been able to be at this game before either.
I'd been as a fan, but never as a.
Oh, you had. Very cool.
Yeah, I saw LeBron 2 years ago as a fan.
I see.
But yeah, this is the first time I was at the Lakers game credentialed.
Yeah, I'd never even been here for it, so it was pretty nice. And this was a really good first one, because overall, like, it was a really competitive game. The first quarter was 33-33 at the end of it, and it was back and forth. The guys were on the floor. You had the Al Horford dunk where he kicked Luka in the face. By the way, Horford might be the thing we start with in this game. He turned back the clock. It was a massive talking point in the post-game pressers, but he was being targeted by the Lakers as if he was a defensive liability, and he was defending at a high level. He had stops on LeBron. By the way, Jack, a stop on LeBron with the noise meter. The noise meter was going, and he managed to get the stop. That's how good he was playing. They had Luka go at him. Luka, by the way, who failed time and time again to take advantage of Horford mismatches in the finals, and they kind of thought it would work today. He showed he still got it. If there was any question, year 18 Al Horford, he is ready when the lights are bright.
Yeah, man. Al Horford was incredible in this game. The way I wrote about the rivalry being back, which is not like a usual topic for me. I'm not usually the type of guy, I don't really get into history. I don't really get into rivalry. Like, it's just not my slant, right? It's not the topics in which I exist, but there's some. It was different, man. Like, the whole game was different. You could tell being here. They're like, holy shit, like,
it had aura.
Something. Yeah. Sam, let me read you a line from my article that I published.
No way.
30 minutes ago now.
Let's
no
see.
words can truly describe the scenes inside TD Garden's walls. Ironically, the same aura that national media has used to slander Jayson Tatum may be the perfect descriptor, or at least the closest one. Indeed, it had aura. That is correct. Like, that.
Yes.
Truly, like, unironically, as like much as that word is turned into a joke, like, this is what that word should be used to describe this game, the atmosphere inside TD Garden. Like, that is what is the, like, actually supposed to mean. Because it did, man. And it felt like Al Horford knew the moment. It felt like Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, everyone knew what was happening. Even Lakers. Like, this isn't just like, oh, the Celtics were great. Like, Luka knew the moment. LeBron knew the moment. Everyone understood what was happening. JJ Redick, Joe Mazzulla, everyone knew, like, how big this was for a regular season game. Like, outside of the Peyton Pritchard half-court shot in the finals, this may be the loudest I've ever heard this place. Like, it's up there. It's louder than anything through the first 3 rounds of the playoffs last year for sure. Like, this crowd was amazing. And the game was super fun to watch. I thought the defense was really fun from the Celtics. Al Horford at the center of it. The thing I landed on when, like, trying to discuss this game and what happened is it felt like both teams played well. Like, both teams played all right.
Yeah.
Luka had a monster second half. LeBron had a good first half, driving to the hoop. He didn't hit his threes, but he had been good in other areas of the game. Tatum hit some big shots. Like they both played well, but the Celtics owned the moments. Like every single possible, oh my God, momentum shift. This is a sick moment belonged to the Celtics. Whether it was the 3 possessions in a row where they stripped Luka, Jaylen, Al, Peyton that led to transition buckets. Like whether it was Jayson Tatum going the length of the floor to dunk at the end of the first half to get the crowd fired up. Whether it was a big Jaylen 3 at the end of a shot clock when we're all like, no, yes, and they just hit the shot. Like those are the things that happened in this game. And as a guy who was out on home court advantage, those are the moments why home court advantage matters. Like those are the times, those are the few instances where it actually does matter because the momentum is behind you and it can affect everything going on in the game. Like they capitalized on having this, and obviously it was a shorthanded Lakers Celtics when the Lakers won in LA, and it didn't go the Celtics way. And it was a boring game, but like Luka now in town, LeBron played, although he got hurt and couldn't play the final few minutes. It was what it was. I didn't even see what happened. This was the best regular season game of the year, and I don't think it's going to be close by the time the season wraps.
Yeah, because like I said, first quarter, back and forth, tone was set. Oddly enough, Jordan Goodwin was the motherfucker in this game. Like he comes in the game, he makes 2 threes. He's diving on top of Jaylen when Jaylen's in a scrum on the ground. Like he did a Ultimate Warrior splash on Jaylen, and you could just tell both sides were committed. They were ready. And it was really funny to see because the Celtics really downplayed this going into the game. Joe gave the rivalry itself flowers on Thursday, but was like, this is just another game. Tatum rightfully said, like, since he's been here, the rivalry with the Lakers hasn't really been active. They haven't really played meaningful games against the Lakers. They've played games against a team like Philly, Miami. You could even say Luka, which I think I don't really know which direction this show is going to go. So I think the two of us are both pretty tired. It's almost 1 a.m. here. So it might be a little bit like just woven all together. Luka and LeBron being the guys on this Lakers team almost makes it like the perfect formula to get people to hate them again. Like to really, really hate them. Because you're indifferent. You're an indifferent person. You are a anomaly, as they say. I feel like the common man does not like LeBron and does not like Luka. Luka is extremely unlikable. Whiner, complainer, whatever. Those being the guys, mind you, having playoff history against the Celtics, both of them, LeBron, obviously, years. Luka, the finals last year is still fresh in everybody's mind. It is just the perfect fit. Like NBA scriptwriters, great job. You did enough. People are into this again. Tatum, who would not like acknowledge it on Thursday, was all in. There was a clip of him on social saying the rivalry's back. Said it in the post-game press conference. He came in all excited. These guys care. It was nice to see a game where everybody was fully engaged on both sides. And the consensus in the pressers was that it was a playoff feel, and I couldn't agree more.
It was. It definitely was. Even down to the way that both teams were hunting mismatches instead of like running a normal offense. Like felt similar to the Cavs game in that sense where they both hunted a lot. But at the end of the day, the Celtics don't really have mismatches to exploit as much, and the Lakers do. Like they do. And that's a part of the reason why they're probably not a championship contender this year, at least not on the level of the Celtics and the Cavs and the Thunder. In my opinion, at least. But as far as some of the individual performances, like we started with Al, but Jaylen Brown was awesome, right? 31, 6 and 2 and 3 steals, but just the individual defense he played on Luka Doncic, and Luka got his, man. Second half, Luka was great. Did beat Jaylen Brown a few times, beat him baseline once, hit a couple threes over him. The pride with which you saw Jaylen Brown take on this matchup was awesome. Especially after comments from Mark Spears on Cedric Maxwell's show with Max and Joseph Pavone, like, oh, the Jaylen Brown defense in the finals got Luka traded, all that stuff, him coming in and doing it. And then, I mean, the weird part is like, you see it happen, and then Luka helps Jaylen off the ground. Like he helps him up. And then Luka and Jaylen are laughing after a thing. And then it like a switch flips. And as soon as the game starts again and the ball is inbounded, like it's back to fuck you. Right. Like it's an interesting thing that like everyone is like dying for. They need to actually hate each other again. I think that's stupid. And I think this is a good example of why that's stupid, because you don't need to actually hate Luka Doncic to hate him on the basketball court. Jaylen Brown and Luka are friends, I think. I think they're cool, right? They're laughing together, they're hanging out, they're helping each other off the ground. And then when the game starts, it looks like they can't stand each other. It looks like Jaylen Brown wants to punch him in the face. Like you can have both. And it showed you that. Like the defense Jaylen played on Luka was awesome. And that little subplot of the game was one of the most entertaining things for me.
It's funny that you say that, because like until like an hour ago, I was like, Jaylen fucking hates Luka. He like sets out to like humiliate him every time they play against each other, which I still think remains true because of the way he came out in this game and was picking him up and aggressively all over him. He was physical with Luka. He stole the ball from him a couple times, led to really loud transition dunks and just great sequences in this game. I mean, yeah, it is like kind of cool, I guess, that he doesn't have hate. I was a little pissed off when he accepted Luka's help up from being knocked down. Not going to lie to you. But that's just a me thing. And I only said it because I knew you would get pissed. But nonetheless, beef, no real beef. There clearly is beef between the laundry, which is what we all root for, I think. And the players talking about, you know, the league's better when these teams are competitive and they want to go at each other is absolutely true. This was a really special environment to be in today. And again, like I think the people involved helped elevate it. Just all of the connecting storylines and all that worked really well. And of course the Celtics won, and we're very happy about that. And Tatum and Brown played excellent games. They played a fuck ton of minutes, which is Joe Mazzulla's way. Even though he did say in the press conference, like, it means they better win. It's his way of saying, I really want to win this game without telling anybody that he really wants to win this game. And they delivered. Combined for 71 points. Tatum has a 40 ball, and he was excellent to start this game. Jaylen finishes with 31, made some big buckets down the stretch. That's what you want from your two stars in this kind of game. I feel like it's been a while. Well, not a while, because they had a game, the Cleveland game, they both played really well. But outside of that, it's been a while since they've just stacked up the points on the same night. Usually it's like one guy does it, the other guy does it. It's not usually connected. It was good to see that today. Very impressed with them.
Yeah, this is what the Knicks think they are when they said it's better. The league's better when the Knicks are better. No, the league's better when these teams are better. You notice how it's never, you know, Lakers Knicks. Like that's not the rivalry. It's Celtics Lakers. It's never Dodgers Yankees. It is, you know, except I mean, it's the World Series this year, but like historically speaking, like no one talks about that as a rivalry though. Going into the
Dodgers
thing,
Yankees,
like,
I think used to be a thing for consecutive years in the 70s. Don't go down that road. Protect
when
yourself.
it was Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Dodgers.
No.
I think Brooklyn, but no one talks about that. They talk about Red Sox Yankees. No one talks about Dodgers Yankees in the same breath as Red Sox Yankees. It's not the same thing.
Very true.
No one talks.
No one
talks about fucking Rams Giants. Like it's like the Pats, Eli and Tom. Like New York is desperately trying to be Boston, and it's kind of sad. At every turn, every chance they get.
When did you become the anti-New York guy on this show? I like it.
I just started thinking about it. Like I was thinking, like you mentioned that, like because I know you always say like the league's better when the Knicks in it. You think it's dumb. I was thinking like notice how it's always Boston and LA or Boston and New York. Almost never is it LA and New York because they need Boston to be relevant apparently. Regardless, this game, Jayson Tatum. I mean, it's been what 20 minutes and 15 minutes in the show. He had 40, 12, 8, 2, and 1. Listen, man, this is the best version of Jayson Tatum we've ever seen. Currently, we're watching it, and no one's talking about it because it's just kind of the expectation now that he's going to be this good. I don't know what he's going to end up doing next year. I don't know what turns into what. I don't know if the playoff, like what's going to happen to the playoffs. Like it's impossible to predict anything. But the constant growth we've seen from Jayson Tatum for the past how 7 years since he's been in the league is miraculous. Like it is insane to watch. Like his passing's gotten better and better the last few years. He's averaging almost 6 a game this year. Since the All-Star break, he's averaging like 7.5. Like it's probably going to be around 7 next year. He's been a double-double guy for like the entire season this year. He's almost averaging 9 rebounds a game. He's scoring efficiently. He's attacking the rim while also taking 16 threes. Like, and you can get mad at the number of threes if you want 6 for 16, and he's been like fine, right? Especially in this latest stretch. Like, we're seeing an impact on the game that everyone praises Luka Doncic and Shea and Jokic for, from the guy that they refuse to give the credit for. And like you're seeing now, any single night, it's no longer, yeah, Tatum will have like, 25, 8 and 5. It is, oh yeah, Tatum's like an assist away from a triple double. Oh yeah, Tatum's like, a rebound away from triple. It is like every night that is happening now. And you're seeing like the impact that everyone like says, oh, well, he doesn't do this for his team. He's doing that on the good team now. Like he's doing that on the team where he has all the help. So what does that tell you about the guy doing it all? Like it's fun, and he was awesome again.
Yeah, the triple double still evades him. The coveted triple double that everyone cares so much about evades Tatum still. But he played as if he was going to have a triple double today, and it just kind of ties back to the whole theme. Is like Celtics showed up today. They cared. Tatum and Brown led by example, which was really great to see. We've heard Jaylen talk about like trying to take on a leadership role on this team. Bobby Manning did a great write-up on Jaylen's like kind of pseudo captain role for the Ringer in the history of the Celtic captain, which is great. If you haven't read it, go read it. And seeing the actions in a meaningful game like this that the traditional Celtic would show up for and care about is fantastic. And this game had more buzz than it's had in years. Not to say the other games haven't had that feeling. They have, but it hasn't been this level of it. Luka being involved now, the Lakers being hot coming into this game, people starting to really consider them a championship contender, and both teams being considered on that same platform at the same time just magnifies it. And I suppose we can go back to Al Horford because, again, both teams played the same style of offense in this game, which was find the weak point. It's something you cited last Friday when the Cavs were here, and it was you just kind of cited it as like playoff shit. Like, you find the weak point, you try and attack it, you hammer that, and make the other team have to adjust to you because you're just beating them. The Lakers couldn't do that. All of them, all the guys that they thought were the guy were not having it. It was Al a lot. They tried Sam Hauser a few times. LeBron is going to get the best of these guys at times, but Sam Hauser probably got more stops on LeBron than 90% of the viewership of this game would predict that Sam Hauser would get. Peyton Pritchard at 6'1" was as physical as you could be with Luka and LeBron when he was switched on. All of the Celtics SEALs did a great job of holding their ground. The team, which is something you asked Joe about, so you can talk about it, they trusted these guys without missing a beat. Like, there was no collapse, nothing.
Yeah, they're all very unwavering. They have unwavering confidence in everyone's ability to guard. Like, Al Horford's the guy that's going to get all the credit, and deservedly so, for defense, because like he was incredible in one-on-one situations. Peyton Pritchard was a motherfucker whenever they tried to go at him. Like, Luka Doncic and LeBron James tried to go at Peyton Pritchard a bunch of times. They got him a couple times. He's 6'1", and that's generous. So it's just going to happen inevitably. He was annoying as fuck to go up against. Like he was using every ounce of muscle, of torque, of leverage, of whatever that he could muster up to just get under their skin, and it worked a lot in this game. So he gets a ton of credit. You mentioned Sam Hauser. He was great. Jaylen Brown deserves credit too. Jayson Tatum did a lot of off-ball stuff that was good. He's been doing that more and more because teams just don't really go at Jayson Tatum on defense as much. Luke Cornett was fine. He didn't play much. They kept the tight rotation. There was one possession where Drew and Derek was good too. Drew Luka tried to do a move on him, and he just like got up under him and predicted it, and he just like stuffed him, and I just like laughed. I was like, yeah, okay, that's that's crazy. But no, the individual defense in this game was super fun to see. Definitely have a level of trust in each other that is incredible to see unfold. So it was nice to watch them sort of just stunt everything the Lakers were trying to do. Jordan Goodwin, by the way, who had a great first half, had about the worst 2-play stretch I've seen in a long time.
Can I talk about that, please?
Please,
Can
go ahead.
can I paint the picture for the viewer? So, the end of the third quarter was a really, really fun time to be a Celtics fan. Celtics did a great job of closing the quarter. It was a big stretch. It was a part of the game where the Lakers were like teasing the run that they would make in the fourth quarter. You could feel that they weren't quite dead yet. Like LeBron goes to the bench with like 5 minutes left, and I literally like turned to Bobby and I was like, he might be done for the night. Like if the Celtics like hammer this dead, like he's not going to come back in. Couldn't have been more wrong. Like they cut it to 17 real quick. Nonetheless, they've done some work. Like they're hovering around like striking distance. I think it was LeBron draws the defense, kicks it to, I want to say, Austin Reeves in the corner. And Jordan Goodwin flies over, screams pick, intercepts the pass, realizes he's not supposed to have the ball, panics, and then throws it to a teammate on the wing that wasn't there, and the ball just goes all the way down the
I
court.
think he
And goes
thought
out of
Reeves was
bounds.
still there.
Yeah. He didn't know that he intercepted the ball from Austin Reeves and threw it to ghost Austin Reeves. And then Al Horford trolled and chased the ball all the way down the court. And then he also missed a wide open layup at the end of the third quarter. And Horford almost made a half court shot. And I almost went into cardiac arrest.
Have you ever seen the clip of Manny Ramirez playing cutoff and diving to catch the ball?
Yes, that's
what Jordan Goodwin did.
That's fantastic.
That's exactly what he did. That it was very funny to see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this game, man. It was just, you could tell that Celtics Lakers is back. Like you can tell that this was just a different atmosphere than most every other regular season game we've seen from the Celtics. Like the crowd cared. You could tell they wanted it. You could tell, like even Lakers fans in the crowd. You mentioned like everyone cared. Everyone was all in on this. And it was a really fun environment to be in.
You can't really control who buys the tickets, but there was like an embarrassing amount of yellow in the crowd today.
That's how it works, man. It's just like there's green in every arena. Like there's green like that in crypto. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the two teams that if there are traveling fans, there are traveling fans for. That's just how it is. They were silenced real quick. Like they got booed out real fast. Like it's not.
I think it bothers me is because this arena is supposed to be like a special place at times, and that makes it feel less special.
How?
Because you have loud cheers for the other team. Like the atmosphere isn't as hostile.
Yes, but like it. I feel like no arena is like that. Like that's you're talking about a thing that doesn't really exist.
I feel like this arena typically does not feel that way, but it's tough to compare. You're right.
There's a ton of Warriors fans when Steph's in town. Just like it's just how it is with like these teams, I think.
Nonetheless, slightly disappointing, but it was nice to see like the Celtics fans care. You said it. They cared more about this game than like any of the 3 playoff series before the finals last year. Like this brought more juice than any Eastern Conference opponent did. It was pretty cool.
Yes, 100%. But I think that's about it. Let us know if we missed anything. We're gonna be back on the emails this week. We just didn't have time to record today. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe to Bout Them Celtics. Give us your thoughts on this game down below. We didn't really talk about Derek White or Drew. They're cool. Derek White is just kind of like.
I want to talk about Drew quick, actually. I'm glad you brought him up. Drew comes back today after mallet finger. Not after, with mallet finger still. First game he's played in a while. Makes a couple shots, makes some hustle plays. He did a good job of making his presence felt without requiring like the ball too much. He got a couple offensive rebounds. I don't have like the splits on this in arena box score that I have, but I know he had at least 2 offensive rebounds. Him and Derek combined for a very
He had 4.
play, 4 offensive rebounds. So he made his presence felt there. Him and Derek combined for a very important possession-saving play in the fourth quarter where Jaylen airballed a 3. Derek crashes, jumps, saves the ball out of bounds, finds Drew on the cut. Drew finds Tatum for an open 3 and essentially ices the game. Those guys are important. They did a great job playing their roles today. I want to shout out like the non-star Celtic guys because nobody took more than 7 shots, not named Tatum, Brown, or Horford, and they all brought their fucking shit. Like we talked about Pritchard and Hauser defending when they're being targeted. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that will get upset if they're not getting theirs on offense. If a guy like Peyton Pritchard, who has taken double-digit shots in the majority of games he's played this year, probably only takes 5 and just is still willing to go out there and battle, it says a lot about the character of him and the rest of these guys. So that's my like closing statement.
Yeah, and Drew battled back from a really bad start to the game. He had a couple possessions at the start of this one in the first quarter when he like turned it over in a weird way, passed in the middle of nowhere, and then he just almost airballed a layup. Like it was, and then he had like a weird record scratch possession. But then, like you said, he battled back and he was really good for them on both ends. And Derek was pretty quiet. He only took 7 shots, 1 of 5 from 3. Didn't really make those, but 7 assists. Still found a way to be impactful. So good for them again. Let us know your thoughts. We'll read the emails on the Tuesday show. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll Sam take it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching.
Oh,
Make
and
sure you leave a like. Go ahead.
I saw a lot of people like the edited video the other day. RJ hit the nail on the head. We'll do more of those. Probably not every time though, because it takes a long time.
It is time consuming.
But thank you for liking it.
And if you have trends that you would like to see, maybe email us those. hbtcpod@gmail.com, and we'll consider ideas. I'm sure we'll have some of our own too. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any of those uploads. We're coming at you with new stuff every single day. Full pods typically drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Obviously, today's Sunday. You only have a game recap this morning after each game. Those come out. Busy day. Game days at home are tough for full pod days. It's just a lot of transit and everything we have to deal with. But typically, those days, we're also streaming pregame live half hour before tip-off every single time. Ton of fun. Come hang out. We do our prize picks. We do GeoGuess, or we chat with the chat. And you can also find the roundtable back on Tuesdays. Hoping to bring that back down the stretch here and into the playoffs because it's really good content for you guys when the season is peaking. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are up there. So if you just want the audio versions of those, go ahead, follow, leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us again, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading your emails. We'll be reading them soon. hbtcpod@gmail. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the pod. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jackson1NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.